Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today is going to be our video on the buys and sells that we've had in our native crypto positions for this week, which is December 31st of basically last year to today, January 6th. Let's get it. So you guys can see that the portfolio has kind of gotten beat down a little bit. Reason why that is number one, because we took some profits, moved some of the funds off of the exchange. That's what these massive drops are right here. In case you guys are wondering, that's money being moved off the exchange, but kind of been trending down a little bit. So if we take a look at the overall crypto market here, just scroll down real quick. Sorry about it being a little choppy. We have like a zillion different positions we're watching on here. So you guys can see that the prices have kind of pulled back a little bit. It shows green, but I mean, based on the previous videos that we've showed you guys, it should be pretty obvious that a lot of these positions have actually fallen in value. So with that being said, let's get into the actual trades themselves. So Engine is not one that we've actually transacted in this week, although you guys can see the price has kind of really gotten smashed here. It went from 40 cents down to where it is currently at 33 cents. So yeah, that's not good. I mean, as you guys can see on the month trajectory here, it's kind of gotten smashed down. But again, we're not at a loss unless we sell. And the reality is these are pretty cheap prices. I mean, Engine, I believe, was peaked out at like $4.50. So that's almost a 15x from the current price. So, where there's a drawdown, there's opportunity. So our buys were in Mana Scale Graph for the native side. And our profits, which we already talked about in the previous video, were Filecoin, Graph, and Scale. But we're going to go ahead and get into the buys and sells right now. Okay, so now that it's loaded, we're going to go to primary balance here. So you guys can see currently that we have roughly about 1,800 mana. That's not really that much. Honestly, I think our position is like somewhere maybe under 1,000 or something like that. But so let's see where the recent ones are. So this is the first of the most recent buys that we had. So we had $60 worth of mana that we bought at 53 cents on the 31st. $25 of mana at 54 cents on the 2nd of January. And then we bought another $100 on the 3rd of January at 47 cents. So you guys can see that we are kind of slowly averaging into this. Just so y'all know, Mana's all-time high is roughly around $6. So that's a pretty nice upside from here. It's like about a 12x. Mana's both a gaming and also a metaverse play, so it could potentially go up to like $10 on the next bull run. If that happens, then that's, you're talking about a 20x from current prices. And I have reason to believe Mana will outperform. In the previous two cycles, it had a higher peak each cycle, just like Horizon and Dogecoin. So, every time you see something like that in crypto, generally speaking, it does go higher in the following cycle. Bitcoin obviously being the prime example here. So now we're going to take a look at SKL or Scale. This is I believe it's an L2 solution, very kind of small cap in terms of crypto. It's like top 200 or top 300, something like that. But so we'll take a look at the different transaction here. That's an old one. So we bought a little bit here, $20 worth at not exactly 7 cents, but roughly about 7 cents on the first. And then we bought another $100 worth also on the first, roughly about 7 cents. So it's about 1,400 scale or so. And this was some of the profit that we took from a previous position. So we sold scale here again for some profit. This was, I think it was $92.88. Yeah. So our previous initial cost basis was about 1,020 in terms of USD, but we bought back in roughly about 9 cents. And then, sold at 9 cents. And then we bought back in basically at 10 cents on January 3rd, 2024. Now, keep in mind, 10 cents is not lower than 9 cents, but the all-time high for scale is like, I think, $1.22. So even at 10 cents, it is still very cheap. That's roughly about a 12x from the previous all-time high. And obviously, if it goes higher than that, then, of course, that's extra icing on the cake. So the next one we're going to get into is Jasmine here. So again, this is under a penny. The previous swing high, the macro swing high, was 30 cents. So that's about a 60x from where we sit right now. We'll take a look at some of these transactions. That was on Christmas. This was also on Christmas, December 26th. So this is the first one we bought, 25 cents. It says a penny, but I can pretty much guarantee you it's less than a penny. It might be like 6, 7, or 8, 6, 7, or 8 tenths of a penny, somewhere in there. So we got 4,200 Jasmine, and then we bought again another $20 worth today, roughly about 3,600. Kind of our goal with this one is to maintain somewhere between 500 to 1,000. A 60x on either one of those amounts is going to be a really good return. So now the next one that we're going to look at, which is the last one here, is Filecoin. So we don't currently have our position in Filecoin stored here. It is stored somewhere else. That's generally just the safest bet, is to hold it offline in cold storage, so to speak. But as you guys can see here, we did recently transact. Our current balance is 0, but of course we can pop it back onto the exchange anytime we want. So let's take a look at some of these different transactions. So this would appear to be the first one. So we moved so we had some of the Filecoin here on the exchange, and we moved the remainder of it over to the exchange. That's what this is. So you can see then we sold Filecoin for $24.35. Again, our cost basis was about $2,200, so that's a little bit over $220 in profit. I think some of that might have been fees, or maybe like a slight slippage on the exchange. That's the reason why, we made $220 in profit. So really that number should be $24.20. But I think it might be because of slippage or something like that it turned out to actually be a little bit more than what we initially took profit on. So anyways, we got the price of $7.55. If we scroll down here, you guys can see the Filecoin has pulled back pretty sharply from that point. It's at roughly about $6. So again, that's a pretty good time to buy. If we actually pop over to the chart here, let's take a quick look at it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It is getting ready to break this downtrending trend line here, but also, as you guys can see, the absolute low macro support is roughly $2 to $3. So we're not really that far off. So with that being said, we basically just ship the Filecoin out, and then there it is. So this is our native crypto positions for the week. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.